In each day, food worth millions of dollars is wasted. Studies commissioned by Food and Agriculture Organization of United Nations estimated yearly global food loss and waste by quantity at roughly 30% of cereals, 40 to 50% of root crops, fruits and vegetables, 20% of oilseeds, meat and dairy products, and 35% of fish. So annually, overall of 30% of food production is wasted, which worth 750 billion US dollars. Wasting of food does not mean only wasting of food. The land, labor, and the water used for the food, and also all the natural resources absorbed in growing, processing, packaging, and marketing the food are also wasted. Thus, this is a very severe problem around the globe. Even though there are solutions introduced to minimize the waste during the supply chain, the problem still remains. What we have discovered is to solve this problem, there should be an effective link between where food is being produced and where food is being cooked. So, our main concern will be solving the lack of knowledge on the demand for the food items in the real world market of food manufacturers and supply chain managers. In the sense, manufacturing raw food and allocating those raw food in a large scale without knowing the real world demand for the processed food which is prepared from that particular raw food is the concerned scenario of us.
In present world, everything is about data, right? So we are mainly focusing on using data to optimize the coordination between demand and the supply to minimize our oversupply. Social media is the best approach to collect mass sets of data. So here we are presenting you the Foodcio, the food social platform where users can post photos of foods, write reviews, tag restaurants, check promotions, and learn about food recipes. And also it will be a good environment to build social awareness of on minimizing the food wastage, to promote nutritious lifestyles, and to teach people about best practices of food preparation. I know what you are thinking right now. So, how is this social platform is going to optimize the supply chain? Our social platform will give you an insight of massive amount of data about what, where, when, and why people like to eat a particular food item, which can be analyzed and graphed to get a precise view of the demand. So the producers can use this information to produce what is on demand, and it will drastically minimize our oversupply.
So how is our solution is a business? Talk to any restaurant owner and you will likely find that the food waste is one of the top concerns when it comes to revenue loss. On average, 3.3 pounds of food waste for a company with $1,000 revenue. As surveys point out, this is a significant loss for both large and small companies in the food sector. For a corporation with $1 billion revenue, it works out to more than 3 million pounds of consumables that are paid for but not used. We help businesses to improve their profit by reducing the wastage. We track continuously changing demand through our interactive food site and predict the future demand by analyzing patterns. We use this result to consult the food supply chain so they produce and sell without a wastage. As the demand for food changes according to different reasons like consumer income, expectations, population change, taste and trends, etc., our solution is a sustainable, environment friendly, and globally expandable business where we continuously help businesses to balance their food supply with the demand.
Foodcio, our social networking platform. This includes all the very basic functions of a modern social network. We have used PHP and MySQL in our backend. We have used it so that we can filter out our user data and their favorite restaurants, their favorite food items, so that we can filter them and get a very basic report. And also we have used Facebook Graph API and Google API to trace geographic locations and restaurants and all sort of ratings of users done to their food suppliers, so that we can generate graphs and we can generate reports and we can generate how the food is fluctuated in the current market, so that we can produce those reports and those graphs to our food mass food producers and supply chain managers, so that they can use this fluctuation of the demand and make effective decisions to minimize the food wastage.